It's time for some hostile therapy.
Okay, here's a question for you. For your
Mhm.
clients, is there certain vocabulary that you try to stop them from using? Like, I hate when people use can't,
Mm.
because that's already self-defeating. And there's nothing I don't believe I can't do. So I was like, somebody says, well, I can't stop eating this, or I can't do this type of job. I'm like, well, how do you know you can't? What do you mean you can't? Or I can't learn
Mm.
how to do this type math. I hate hearing that. And the thing is, I used to be a total opposite of that. And once I stopped using that word, I started doing a whole lot more that I thought I couldn't do.
Oh.
Is there anything specific that you try to tell your clients not to
Mm.
say or use to get them
Yeah.
to change themselves?
Yes, a couple of words. These are self-defeating words. That vocabulary that it's counterproductive. And what you've mentioned is one of them. Another one is usually using the term normally. I normally don't do this.
Mm.
I normally don't do this. We
uh-huh.
normally don't do this. I'm like, who normalized that? Someone started it and it became a pattern. It was a human being.
Uh-huh.
So that fact of it kills creativity.
Uh-huh.
It kills. We normally don't do this. When I hear that, I'm like, come on, you know. So
Mhm.
there's that. I normally don't do this, and then there's the lack of giving yourself permission to dream. And this is an exercise I do with clients all the time.
Mhm.
I give them time to visualize what is your ideal situation.
Mhm.
You have to have an ideal situation, then work on what's practical.
Mhm.
But most of us start with what is practical, and then our ideal, we minimize it. So I'm usually like, if everything was constant, you had all the money you needed, all the time you needed, all the resource, all the networks, how will this dream look like?
Mhm.
I know we've been cultured to minimize and to cut down because that is life. But
Mhm.
I'm like, no, in this situation, if you had everything, paint a picture, a visual picture. And it's a very hard thing to do
Mhm.
because we've been forced adaptation and survival. You want to be practical and manage your expectations. I'm like, no, we're not going to live in the clouds, but you have to create something, then we work backwards. So that is one of the things I've seen mostly with clients. I'm like, give yourself permission to dream. Dreaming is free. What does your dream look like? No one is limiting you. It's just a dream. Of course, now when you come to action, we can create manageable and achievable goals. But the fact is, because you allowed yourself to dream,
Mhm.
it gives you drive to work towards what you want. So yeah, so those are the terms. And normally I do not like that. And the not, even when not vocalizing your dream.
I'll tell you another word I hate, and it's should. And I kind of hate that one too. Where this should work, or this
I
surgery,
should do this.
this surgery should go well. Wait, what? No, 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 no. It will go well, right? No, it should go well. I don't want to ever hear this food should taste good. It shouldn't poison you. No, no, no. I don't want to hear should in that type of situation.
I think Shult has a cousin called I intend to. I Yeah, I think they're related. Should and intend. I intend to start this. I intend to.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have power to activate at all. It's an intention, it's a good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is good, but hope should be enough to help you have faith to do something. You have to have action plans.
Or without
So
works,
I
dead.
yeah, it's dead. Without works is dead. So hope is just there to sustain you until you can
Mm-hmm.
activate so that you do not give up. But hope in itself, it's a cloud in the air. It can't survive on its own. So when someone says, I intend to start a business, yeah, my intention, I had an intention to call you. I'm like, you did not call. So you that is one of the words also that does not, yeah,
I
I
tried.
do not like. Yeah, yes, that and the brother called try. I'll try.
Yeah,
Say you will. You'll rather do it than fail. At least you know you tried
right.
and failed. You did it and you failed. But you're like, I'll try or I'll see. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
I'll see. There is no plan of doing anything. Let me see. Let me see. That it takes away because it's really, it's a way of protecting yourself. Because you say, when I'll see, you don't really have to commit yet.
Mhm.
You'd rather say, let me get back to you, let me think about it. Then you think about it and you decide if you're doing it or not.
Mhm.
But I'll see, that just means that story has ended right there. You're not doing anything about it.
Right.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you something else that I think is missing when it comes to motivation for people. I think people are too afraid of failure, and
Mm. Mm.
what I try to instill in people is there's no such thing as failure unless you stop. You can fail, but you can learn from that. Failure
Mm.
is finite. You can't go anywhere past that. It's like, let's just say you die. If
Mm.
you go, if you don't believe you go anywhere else, you just die and go on the ground. Let's just say that's
Yeah.
what failure is. There's nothing else to come from it. You can't learn anything from it. I don't think anyone can just be a failure if you take a lesson from something. So if you fail
Mm.
in a business, because there's plenty of people, most businesses are not successful the first go round.
Mm.
And the difference between those people and other people is they keep trying, they adapt, they learn, and then they become a success. But not many people become a Fortune 500 company or become billionaires, millionaires the first go round. Most businesses, at least over here anyway, they fail the first go round.
Mm.
And it's up to the person who run the business to learn why they failed and then
Mm.
adapt and move forward. And I think it's instilled in a lot of people that if you lose, that's it. That's not it. I think you can, if you can learn a lesson from a loss, then you
Mm.
can become a winner from that. I don't think any person is a winner and just automatically is a winner and just go straight to the top. They have to learn hard lessons to get there first.